And Mrs MLG is going to be painting a zombie shark. Boop, boop, beedoo, beedoo. Just preemptively having a hydrate there. Sorry about that. Awesome. How is everybody today? Hope you've all had a great day. I've had a good day. I've primed loads of models, including some of these IronJawz that I'm going to be working on, and I've got to drop my beautiful little princess off at school and pick her up from school, which we don't normally get to do on a Tuesday. That was cool. And also, I've had a visit from one of our sales representatives from the company that distributes us Tamiya and other model ranges, and that was productive as well. So it's been a pretty good day today. Pretty good day. How about you, Mrs MLG?
I'm done out.
That's a bib.
I've done boring stuff like the washing and hoovering up. And I haven't done anything exciting. Certainly haven't seen a guy from Tamiya.
Yeah. You've done some painting?
Well, I did painting for 5 minutes. I don't think that really counts as you've done some painting. That makes out like I've done some painting. 5 minutes. And then the alarm went to pick the little one up from school. And I was like, yeah, that's the end of that then. Yeah, Sharon says, all good. Me and Wiki D tried to break time. Wasn't very successful though, was it, ladies, eh? Wiki D says, I always remember when I was little, if Dad was waiting to pick us up from primary school, it meant we were going away in the caravan for the weekend. Yes, it is rare, isn't it, that Dad's it's normally dads that are working full time. Or at least in our day.
Back in our day.
Back in our day. Yeah.
It's good. I like going to pick you up from school. Little Missy's lurking in the background. You might hear her chipping in every once in a while. She's here behind us playing Pokemon on her Nintendo Switch.
Hi, Goblin Squire. Sharon says, I want to change the DM. Sparky was too mean. I don't understand. I don't understand that, Sharon.
I don't know.
Have you been playing D&D with Sparky? Was it on Saturday? Yeah, you didn't put it in the channel thing, so I didn't know when it was. Is that what we're talking about, or have I misunderstood again? So yeah, zombie shark for me. Some orc things over there. You're painting some orcs again. How many orcs can you have? That's what I want.
No, well, this is it. Everything that I've got here to paint will be all I need in total for my Path to Glory army, up to 2,000 points. Actually, that's a fib, because I've got the other more crucial to paint. But
let's see.
Yeah, but all of these guys are needed for Path to Glory.
Thomas Ware says you can never have too many orcs. That's just true, but I know they're orcs and they do kind of spawn themselves like fungi, but they do seem to just grow on the table over there.
Yeah.
I'm sure that he's painted these orcs a million times.
No. I have definitely painted some that look very much like these. But that's because now my army is getting slightly bigger. I need more guys. I need more boys. To use correct orcish vernacular.
He'll tell me out.
Yeah. No, we definitely need more boys for the war.
And is that your great MLG brush off?
Yeah.
Because it's regiment, army, class, whatever, isn't it?
That's right.
That's a nice description of it, isn't it? That thing, that whatever thing.
Yeah, so I've got some gore grunters that I need to paint for my next game. They'll because I could just field them in their current black undercoaty form, but I would rather play with painted models. So
yeah, we haven't got strict rules at the shop.
Yeah.
About things like that, have we?
No.
It's not like if you went into a Games Workshop and you have to have them painted. We just want people to have fun, but you do like playing with painted models, don't you?
Yeah. So I want to get 2 units of gore grunters finished, and I've got one that are very basically done here, but they need finishing off, and then I've got another 3 that I've only just painted the skin on. So my goal is to get those 6 guys sorted, and then those 6 and the shaman that you painted for me, Mrs MLG. You painted a shaman for me a little while ago, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah. So those 6 and my shaman that you've painted for me form the next stage of my army.
This shark's just bit me.
And then these guys are the bit after that.
Ah. I don't understand any of that, but okay.
It's because we're scaling up our armies in stages. So
well, that makes sense.
So we started off with 600 points worth, and then we're moving up to 1,000 points worth, which is what my next band is, with the boar riders and the shaman. And then after that is 1,500 points, and then after that is 2,000 points. So these guys, in fact, I don't even need the second Maw Crusher, because all these guys that I'm painting here will make up a 2,000 point army. It's just whether I want the flexibility of being able to pile a second angry wyvern into my opponents. It makes me jump every time.
That's because we're not used to it.
The cheer thing.
Thank you, Goblin Squire. I've got a question for Goblin Squire when you've finished with your orc explanation, my darling.
Okay. Yeah, well, so basically that's it. It's these will be 2,000 points, and then if I choose to do the second Maw Crusher, then that's cool as well. That means I could play even bigger games.
But the second Maw Crusher is a resin. It's not an official one, is it?
No, it's
so probably not allowed to call it a Maw Crusher. Yeah, it's a resin printed wyvern.
Yeah. So yeah. And the only reason that I haven't just used 2 GW ones is because I don't really like having too many duplicates, and when it's such a large character model in the army, I didn't want to have 2 guys the same. So
yeah, you don't like having 2 things the same. Prepare for another shock. Oh dear. My old boss used to have one of those shock pens, which he thought was hilarious. You know, when you click the end and it gives you an electric shock. He used to think it was hilarious. We use this pen to sign that. It's like, but we know what that pen is. We don't want to use that one. It's fine. I'll use my own. Yeah, you get electric shocked. It's funny. It's like, it's not though, is it?
Hey! Thanks, Goblin Squire.
There's little snowmen. And their noses like turn into horns. Oh, there's like a little chihuahua-y thing as well.
Ooh.
That is cute.
I like that. I like that. You have a question for Goblin Squire?
I have got a question for Goblin Squire. There isn't an Ask Goblin Squire a question on our stream though.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about Goblin inspiration. I am unsure whether I have missed the video or whether you've just not had time to do it yet. But I have seen a tweet that says what the next theme is. So my question, I suppose, is: have I just missed it, or have you not had a chance to do it yet? That is my question. I can't think of anything for the theme that I've seen though. I don't know if we're announcing the theme until the video's out, so I won't say it unless Hamish says it's okay. Because I don't know.
Goblin Squire says that he hasn't had a chance to do it yet. It's been a tough few days.
I thought thought that might be. I thought I hadn't missed it, and it's probably that.
And the theme is growth.
That's it. Yeah, growth. I can't think of anything for growth. It could mean so many different things, and I can't. Plant, yes, yeah. Little Miss says plant. Don't know if you can hear it or not. Plant, yeah. Your orcs, they could be, couldn't they? Because they grow.
Yeah,
Mushrooms and
I know, but
things.
and I was thinking more of it's been a growth in terms of like the army has grown. Did you hear that?
Did you hear that sigh from Little Miss? Oh, that's a terrible take on the theme, Dad.
Too many complicated words going to come out of Dad's mouth.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I thought that I might do something on the similar basis to what you've just said about growing in. Hopefully, my painting is growing, like better. Yeah. But after that response from Little Miss, I don't know if I'm allowed.
You are allowed.
No, I'm allowed. It's just you that's not.
Yeah. Typical. I need a suitable brown to do my Gorgrunters. We need to do some brown Gorgrunters. What should we use?
And Twitch is we're on Twitch. Discord is currently down, and national thing that they're trying to fix.
I'm gonna go for some choco brown.
You're thinking about chocolate, are you? I've actually got some chocolate in the painting cupboard, which is a bit weird because I opened the cupboard to get some paint out and there's some chocolate in there. No, it's bedtime.
Wicked D says she's grown personally.
I've grown outwards. Does that count? No, that's what Wicked D said. I hadn't looked up. How's that look? Do you see the different... I know he's chewing some blue tap. Can you see the different... As it gets a bit lighter, or does it not really? Is it not really? Well, it bit me. It bit my finger. There's no way to hold it. So I've stuffed a paintbrush in its mouth so that I can hold it. Maybe it needs to be a bit lighter.
Did Pete not suggest that you paint the zombie shark pink?
Probably.
Or is he? Is Pete with us? I don't
think Pete's here. We've not had to drink anything yet.
Yeah.
Yes, sweetheart. Can you see the chocolate?
Yeah.
You know what chocolate looks like?
Where are they going to see it?
Oh, child. Right, I'll move my keyboard so you can open it. There it is. Don't put your tongue back in your face.
Aww.
You're not having any chocolate. You need to brush your teeth better as well. I've just seen it.
Yeah.
Shut the cupboard. Oh. No, you're not.
We've literally just have tea, everybody. We do feed the child. It's not hungry at all.
Anyway, let's stop talking about the chocolate cupboard. Let's stop talking about the chocolate cupboard. So, Tammy, a guy came to see you today, didn't he?
Tammy, a guy came to see us today. We've
talking about some new kits.
Yeah, placed an order for some new stock that'll start arriving over the next couple of weeks. Some new to us, some brand new stuffs, which is pretty cool for all those scale modelers out there. Which is pretty funky. We discussed there's some exciting looking new stuff coming in the popular 1/48 scale, which some people argue is compatible with 28 to 32 mil wargaming minis. A modern British tank and a couple of other vehicles, like a Humvee style thing, and a couple of others. You're having fun over there, Mrs.
Yeah, I'm just the shark. Wicked D says, my dad finally realised that he was missing a chocolate bar that I hid 4 weeks ago. Right? Why did you hide it? If it was your dad's, why did you hide it? She didn't want him to. Do you think that she's going to try and eat it herself?
I think she was protecting him because he shouldn't be eating it.
Maybe that would make sense, wouldn't it?
I was just thinking like she wanted him.
Well, that's because you know me.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, mum will eat it.
Yeah.
Mum's got chocolate hidden in the paint cupboard, so she's going to be eating that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Is it only hidden in the paint cupboard because you couldn't be bothered to put it away properly last night?
Yeah, well, I thought I might have some, see, while we were painting, but there's a certain small person here, so that's not happening. You need to go and brush your teeth. So new Tamiya kits are coming, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything that you were like, wow, I want to do that? Or...
Yeah, there's some funky planes, some large-scale planes and things that I think were particularly cool. I might like to have a go at making one of those one day. I think that'll have to wait. I've got so many other projects. No, that's going to have to wait till I retire or something.
You retire?
Yeah.
You know you're never retiring. You know this, don't you?
Why? Why not?
Rickety says, because it's funny. It was a full bar with one of those resealable packets. So I left the empty packet in the fridge where he keeps his chocolate and hid the bar wrapped in tinfoil somewhere in the house. That's just mean. But equally, like 4 weeks ago though, that's a long time. That wouldn't have lasted 3 minutes in our house.
Yeah. Normally any chocolate is consumed on the same day of purchase.
Yes.
Because, it tastes nice.
No worry about any of this, like eat within so many days or any of that malarkey. It's gone.
What else is Thursday?
What else have I got today? Don't know. We've added some more awesome trade-in minis to our selection today, and there are more to come, which is pretty cool. They're proving popular as well with people browsing online, which is good news. And we've had a few new submissions as well, which has been really good. I posted a picture of the painted Maw Crusher in the thing. Finished the Maw Crusher up last night. I say finished, it might get a couple more tweaks yet. I'm quite happy with it.
So I have used on this shark. I have used what have I used? Military grey and concrete grey and stone golem for that light of it is stone golem from Army Painter, and that's probably going to be the grey for now. And then we're gonna zombie it with some gore. And for that, I am going to use Nurgle Rot and Green Stuff Wells Coagulated Blood, because that's cool, I like that one. And Nathan suggested that I try this one, but I don't know what this one looks like, so it just looks like brown paint to me, so we're going to give that a go.
And there's have you got the
Have I got the what?
Army Painter Disgusting Slime?
No. Is that what I had in mind when you told me about that one that I've never heard of before?
Maybe.
Is it in here? Yeah. Disgusting slime. I mean, why not? Let's get some disgusting slime going on as well. Yes, Discord is broke. So I came for my hobby fix here instead. Well, that's good, I'm glad. They are trying to fix it, the Discordy people. There was a report on their thing that said they are trying to. Apparently, they fixed it, but that led to something else breaking. Because obviously that wasn't the main problem. Because they fixed it thinking it was the main problem, but it wasn't. And then found, oh, there's an even bigger problem over here. Tra-la-la. So now they're trying to fix that. So this stuff is, I love this stuff. Coagulated blood. It's super awesome. So it's really dark red. Unlike the True Blood, which is really bright, and I don't really like that one as much. But I'll show you. So that one there is True Blood, and this one here is the Monkey Gone Off Blood. Can't resist seeing a zombie shark getting painted. Well, I'm trying. I'm very trying.
And you're doing a great job so far.
Well, I've just painted it grey so far. And then some Nurgle rot as well. Over there. Oh, and little miss is making as much noise as possible with her milk.
Int milk, brilliant.
Int milk, brilliant. Sweetheart. Right. What colours are you using over there?
So I am currently using Choco Brown from Green Stuff World to paint this Gorgrunter's fur. And I can't. This definitely isn't the same brown that I used for the last batch of Gorgrunters, because this is like brown, whereas the others were. This is more of a brown. This is more of a reddy brown, and the other ones that I did were definitely a lot darker than this. So I might switch to a darker brown for the next one that I do. Just this guy will be a bit of a different colour in the unit. Is what, sorry? A different breed. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, it could just be from like sometimes you see pigs that are different colours and pink or black or a mixture and stuff like that, don't you? Speckled. That sounds like a good idea. So yeah, this one can be brown, and then we'll do the next one a slightly different shade. I think we'll go for. What should we mix into it? Should we do some German camo black brown? We'll mix a bit of that with it, half and half. Oop. Made a little noise as I tipped it out. Mix those two together and use that, and then we'll switch it up again for the next one. I figure if I block all the fur in before I paint the armour, because on the other three that I will move on to when I've done the next one after this one, because I need to paint all the Gorgrunters. So on these guys I did the armour first, and what I really should have done is paint the fur first so I don't get orange onto the fur. But I've learnt from my mistakes after painting 9 of these so far. And realised that I should have done it this way around. I got a bit overexcited and tipped the orange out onto my wet palette first, and then I thought, I need to do that fur first before I start putting orange on.
I'm not sure that this typhus corrosion is the slimy colour, sweetheart. It's just brown.
Well, I've never used it. But I was trying to think of other effect paints.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no.
just brown. But I'm not saying that it's not a good brown. It's like it's got bits in it.
Is it?
Like rusty. But then it is called corrosion, so that would make sense. But it's not really.
Maybe it's a robot zombie shirt. Yeah, it's gone a bit rusty.
No.
So we watched the culmination. Let's just something Little Miss has just said has just reminded me of a TV program. So we watched the season 2 finale of The Righteous Gemstones the other night, which is definitely not a family friendly TV program, but it does make me chuckle. And if you have, I think it's on Sky, isn't it? If you've got Sky, I would check it out. See if you enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed it. It's pretty funny. It's about a family of preachers in America, like the kind that you see TV evangelist type folks, and I think it's very funny. I don't know. So I've figured out that I've got way too many projects on the go at the moment, but that isn't going to stop me. I'm going to try and get some stuff done and completed this month to at least a tabletop standard. I know I keep saying these kind of things, but I'm going to get these orcs done. I'm going to get these guys done. I've got some Space Marines I've been wanting to paint for about 1 million years. So I've undercoated some of those guys today. After the stream, I'm going to sit and build some more that I've had in the drawer forever to bolster the ones that were already stuck together. So even if I don't get a chance to get them all fully painted, they can at least get on the table and maybe have a game at some point. We've got a few people starting to come back into the shop and play some 40k and 30k and all these other kind of cool games on a evening and during the day. This guy's falling off his base.
Sean says, too many projects, you say? What in the world is that?
No, I know, it's impossible to believe, isn't it, that we could have too many things on the go, but yeah, I've got too many projects. Need to get some stuff done and finished, and stop being so precious about painting things to a standard that I can't feasibly achieve. So I think, not that I want to rush stuff, but I need to just stop messing about and just get some stuff finished. Play some games. It was my resolution at the start of the year that I was going to play more games this year, and I already have, I think, played more war games so far this year than I did all last year. And I know that we had various world calamity happening that prevented people from getting together. But
I was going to say, it's not very hard to play more games than you did last year, when last year you played about 3.
yeah.
It's not a massive goal you're aiming for then.
No, it is, because,
Sharon says, my minis are staring at me with disapproval all day long. Well, thankfully, you see, Nathan's out at work all day, so at least his minis aren't staring at him going, paint me.
No, but I'm working in a shop full of minis and they're all going, paint me. Because everybody knows that, like the toys in Toy Story, the minis come to life when nobody's looking at them. They all jump out with their boxes at night and have a little battle in the shop. I don't know. So also in my mass undercoating session today, undercoated the giant, which I will be painting next on Monday's stream. So I'll show him off in a minute, but he's definitely should be a bit easier to see what's going on with him, rather than the bare resin reflecting all the light off the mini. I'll show you him in a minute. There's another pig done. Oh, there we go. Where are you? Just a sec. No, not yet. There we go. So here he is, Desert Oasis Giant. I had to clip the end off this little bit of obelisk thing that he's carrying here because I stabbed it into the palm of my hand the other day, and I have a little scab on the palm of my hand where I stabbed myself. So he's actually a really nice, really cool mini. He's got fingerprint on his bottom there. I need to paint that out. You can't see that. But yeah, he's a really nice mini. He's a decent size and just looks really characterful. And so I'm going to paint him with quite dark skin and then brightly coloured clothing. So he should look pretty cool. Looking forward to making a start on him on Monday. Red Snail says, please spray in a well-ventilated room so your minis don't talk to you. Yeah, I was undercoating them in the garage today, but I had to have the door closed because it was so windy. So yeah, I was in a confined space. That might be why they were talking to me. Paint me, paint me. And Sharon says that she's only got 8 dwarves left for her army, and then she can paint something else. I've seen your dwarves, Sharon, on the old Discord. They look awesome, and the terrain piece, is that part of the Dwarf King's tomb? Is it Dwarf King's tomb? I think so.
Are they for a commission piece, Sharon, or are they for your own personal pleasure? Or are you painting them for somebody else?
Sharon says that she's tried paint undercoating in a ventilated area, but they still talk and judge her.
He's probably thinking that you should be in bed.
Yeah, looking after you.
Does that look zombie sharky?
Yeah. It looks suitably horrific, my darling.
You just said, can you see? Hi. What have you got to tell everybody? Anything to tell everybody? No. You're as good as your dad, aren't you?
Wow.
We've been talking today, haven't we, about what you're going to do for the Great MLG Brush Off in March, which theme is class stroke regiment, which can be taken in however way you want, D&D class or classy person or army or whatever and we've been talking about what you're going to do, but we won't tell anybody we'll keep it a surprise. Have you had any thoughts on your Goblin Inspiration? Because you normally do a Goblin Inspiration, don't you? And it's growth. Can you think of anything for growth?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Straight away there. No messing. What can you think of for growth? Oh, that's awesome. Yes, because the good thing about Goblin Inspiration is it can be any art. It doesn't have to be miniatures, it can be any art. So that'd be cool. Can you think of a miniature that you could use for that kind of thing? No. Have you got any flower miniatures, Dad?
I've got a dragon plant.
Oh yeah, I've seen one of those. So a dragon plant. Maybe you want to draw something out? That's cool. I might steal the dragon plant, what do you think? Sharon says, thanks. Yes it is. Finished the rest of the terrain today. I just started with a dwarf duo, and since I had to wash and prime, I thought doing the whole thing would be cool. No commission, I'm holding off on them until I'm back to sanity. Oh dear. We've never been sane, have we?
No.
That's not something that we can claim to have ever been.
I was whispering to me.
Don't go dropping stuff again.
Yeah, had to do a little repair on the Maw Crusher last night after dropping it. You may have seen our the little clip on the old YouTubes and things. I'm sure it's made its way onto Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok by now. Me dropping the Maw Crusher and doing a kind of exclamation. Nothing ever goes to plan. Sooner or later we'll be able to do like a whole blooper reel of me dropping minis, won't we? T-Rex into the flower bed and stuff. Or is that already in production?
No, sweetheart. Oh, Discord must be back on. Hi, Roy.
Good evening.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. It says that Little Miss can do a wise wizard mini. He's always learning and thus growth of intellect. That is true. But she's decided she wants to paint a picture. So she's done it. She did a wizard. She did a chibi wizard. I think it must be in your cupboard. That was cool.
Yeah. I haven't seen it since she did us a little play with him, didn't she?
Oh yes.
A little story acted out.
She did a play, a production with sound effects and lighting and backdrops and all sorts, and she used the minis.
I was stage technician
You were.
and musical accompaniment.
Very good. There was a mimic as a chest, so the adventurers thought that they'd found the chest, and huzzah, we found the chest, and then it turned into a mimic and tried to eat them. No! Poor adventurers. They never learn.
Yeah, and then they found the true treasure. What was that, sorry? That's right, yeah.
You'll have to come and tell everybody that, because they can't hear you. No, I'm not telling. So, what are you painting over there now?
So that's the third third Gorgrunter's fur complete. So now we need a different brown, so I can do the next three.
Are you just going for all the browns?
I've only used 2 different browns so far.
You've only painted 2?
I've painted 3. Painted 3. Alright. So next I'm going to go for some classic russet brown. I do like a bit of russet brown. I'm going to mix.
Russet brown's rubbish.
I'm going to put that into the same splodge here on my palette that I have already used, because then it'll mush all in and look all right. I think. Get a little bit of variation of colour as it
Cheers.
blends.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, we're having a hydrate
Oh, just
for a
like
cheers. Cheers.
Do you want to hydrate?
Oh.
Noisily hydrating. Cheers for the russet brown.
Yay!
Rubbish russet brown. Boo. We need a boo for the russet brown.
No, it's good russet brown. Russet brown's good brown.
How do you know? Oh, little Mrs. agreeing because she cheers.
Yeah, russet brown's a great brown for as a base coat for fur and leather and all sorts of stuffs. Do like a bit of russet
Maybe I
brown.
need to like have my eyes tested if I just think all browns just look red.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're
Isn't that
colourblind to some degree.
Isn't that like a real brown?
What do you? But like
Well,
you're gonna
exactly,
have
that's
to
what I
show
mean,
me
I
whenever we're out and about. You're gonna have to go like there,
There, brown.
that brown, that like
and then
tree
you
brown.
go, no, my darling, that's green.
Yeah. Yeah. That tree brown over there.
I just want a dark brown, and they always seem to be light or red or nappy brown.
What about the brown that I've just used, German camo black brown, is proper dark brown.
It's not though, is it?
It is.
It's just a bit darker than the other rubbishy brown.
Just never satisfied. We've nearly tried you out on every brown in the shop.
Yeah, I'm just, no pleasing some people, is there? I'm a bit picky, am I? Okay. I'm a bit picky, apparently. I've just been informed.
Got just caught sight of something out the corner of my eye here that I could show, but then it might just be a load of white again, like showing the thing because it's resin. But I've got a little bit of sculpting work to do on one of my Space Marine Horus Heresy minis. I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you it now. So I have this Contemptor Dreadnought, an Alpha Legion Contemptor Dreadnought, who is like glowing white because he's so bright, and he's got this Space Marine trapped under his foot there. He's trying to crawl away, he's trying to escape and get away, but I need to fill this gap in here in his foot. So I've cut his foot, so I need to just get a little bit in there, a filler piece, so it looks as and then put some treads on the bottom of his boots as well, so it looks as if he's actually a real guy. And then I've got another Space Marine corpse that he's going to be holding up here in his power claw, so he's like grabbing a guy, he's looking at his fist, his eyes are looking this way, so he's holding somebody in his fist as he's just about to eviscerate them. But yeah, this guy crawling away needs a bit of filling in on the bottom there as he's getting stomped by this huge war machine. Rawr. Really looking forward to painting this guy. You got me that.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm too good to
you
you.
get me all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. Is that a Forgy World?
It is a 4G World thing.
Forgy World thing. It's Warhammer. When we go to Warhammer World, and there's that other place that sells really ridiculously expensive stuff that you can't get in the shop. And your dad always wants something. And then we make him wait for a birthday or a Father's Day or something that he sulks. Like he ain't got enough to paint already.
Me?
Yeah, that other place, that's why.
Me? Sulk?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
So I think that you should tell everybody what you did when we went to Warhammer World recently.
What do you mean?
And you said, oh, this is really cool, can you get me that? It'll be for like my birthday. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. And then you were like, oh, but look at that, that's so cool, can I have that? And I'm like, yeah, you can have that for your birthday. You went, no, I'm gonna buy that for myself because I'll buy that for myself. And I'm like, well, maybe you can have it for Father's Day. And then what happened when we got home?
Realised I already had it.
Realised you've already had it. So now you've got two.
Yeah. So I need to part with one. Yeah, I got a Night Lord's Praetor for the Horus Heresy thing. Cause I've got a few of the Night Lord's bits and pieces. So I've got a cool Praetor guy, he's got a jump pack and a huge chain glaive, and he looks really cool. And his like winged helmet. And then we got home and I was looking through some stuff and I realised that I've already got one.
Oh, yeah.
that I've never built.
Just kind of prove that you like it.
Yeah.
But also that maybe you've got too many toys.
No, you can't have too many. You can't have too many.
Don't know what you've got.
Yeah, no, I can't remember buying it. That's the problem. I can't remember getting it. See, Sharon says she's been there too before the spreadsheet. Some whispering and conferring going on over here. Ah! Dropped it.
Your models around again.
Yeah. I had no room for it.
Roy says, only two? That's not even so bad. When I moved 10 years ago, I discovered I had 6 boxes of GW Night Goblins in 6 different places. Never knew I had so many of them. Yeah, but Forge World stuff's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
How much was your mini you've got 2 of?
Oh, it was
Was he an alright?
It was a relatively reasonable £24
For one guy.
for one guy. Yeah.
That you've already got.
Yeah,
Oh, well. Can you use 2 though?
I could use 2, but I think what I'm going to do, because we've got the receipt, I think I'm going to be sensible and return one and get something else.
I like that. And get something else.
Yeah. Well.
Get some fake Okay.
So, but of course, it does just mean that we'll have to go to Warhammer World again at some point.
Yeah, that's true. But Little Miss doesn't like Warhammer World, so she won't want to come.
No.
You like it, dear. What scary things? Like that massive what, sorry? Alright.
Oh, let's.
Does that look alright, everybody, or does it look a bit daft?
I think that looks fantastic.
I'm not asking. You always say that because you love me. And you never give me like...
Aha! So you admit it.
Oh dear. Anyway. Alright, you got to tell us it's model related and not your strange related.
Well. I really like russet brown. It's I think it's possibly the best brown. I do like... I have also developed a bit of a liking for Green Stuff World's leather brown as well. That's pretty cool. But russet brown is particularly nice. In fact, Green Stuff World's leather brown is an excellent highlight colour, I feel, to russet brown. Is that? Oh, it's nearly another one done. That's not like done as in completed done, but done, done as in like almost all the brown done.
Aw, Ta. Goblin Spice says it looks good, and Koronoki says it looks rotten, but it's in a good way. Maybe says, I mean, the blue tack in the mouth makes it look like it's eating an enormous lolly. It just, yeah. Nom, 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 nom. Spooky D says, it looks amazing, but I keep giggling. The thought of a shark trying to talk through a mouthful of blue tack. What was Bruce on Finding Nemo? Fish are our friends. Maybe that's why he's eating blue tack, because he can't eat fish.
fish are our friends.
Oh, no, that's what isn't that what Bruce said?
I don't know. I
Have
don't
not
think
got that right?
I don't think I've ever watched Finding Nemo all the way through.
Yeah.
No.
He says fish are our friends.
Yeah, because he don't eat them, do they?
Yeah, and then one of them has a cut on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he chases them.
Does he think they smell tasty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen Finding Nemo. Well, I've seen bits of it. Is it Finding Nemo that's got the whales and stuff?
Oh, there's Dory as well, isn't it? There's two films.
Right. Oh, it might be Dory. I think I've seen that one with
When
little Miss when she was little.
When she talks whale. To the whale shark.
Yeah, is that the big white one that's like
Yeah, and then there's a
stuck
beluga
in the
whale as well.
yeah?
I think that's the Dory one.
Oh, is that and Sigourney Weaver's the voice of the marine park? Is that the one? I think that's the one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. You're thinking of Free Willy.
No, it's. I'm sure it's Dory. Is it just called Dory, or is it Finding Dory?
I don't know. I didn't know we had to go in this in depth. I just said, oh
No.
look, it looks like Bruce. That's all I said.
It's Finding Nemo, and then
What's Finding Nemo?
I don't know.
No, nobody. We've lost the will to live now.
No, yeah, nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Of course we do.
Not
I
even
don't
me.
know, sweetheart. I don't know what the title is. Redsdale says Jaws. Could be Jaws. What's that other one? Mega thing.
Oh, the Meg.
The Meg. I've never seen that.
I
I've seen
have.
clips.
I have. It's terrible.
Yeah, well, isn't it supposed to be terrible, or was it supposed to be good and it just turned out terrible?
Yeah, well, it's based off a book. I think it's supposed to be like good. I don't think it's supposed to be like that cheesy.
All right. Well, come on. If you're going to make a film about a massive shark, it's going to be that cheesy. Surely they must have known that before they started making it.
Yeah.
I've only seen clips where if they caught it on a boat and then they say, "Oh, put your head in it," and he puts his head in it for a photo, and
And it eats it.
and then he eats him. Sharknado. I think we've seen Sharknado.
Certainly one of them, because
Yeah,
there's
I can't
multiple.
But how can you make more? It's like Fast and the Furious. How can you make so many? And Final Destination. There was something about Final Destination 4 the other day I saw, probably on TikTok. And I just thought, how can you make more when it's just the same? Surely it's just the same premise over and over again.
Yeah.
I've seen the future. Oh no, run away. Oh no, it's caught up with us again. I mean, how many variations of that? The Meg is awesome. Jason Statham's finest hour. See?
Yeah, well,
I've not seen it, so I can't comment.
on the topic of Sharknado, they've made a Magic the Gathering card, which is actually really good, called Shark Typhoon. And on the artwork on the card, it is a typhoon with loads and loads of sharks in. And what it does is when you cast other spells, it creates flying sharks that attack your opponents. And I think it's really cool.
Have you got that magic card?
I have got that magic card. Yeah, it's
Thankfully, you keep
it's-
all your magic cards at the shop,
it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
so they don't clutter up the house quite as much as all of your miniatures.
No, I've just had another thought of something that I might do for growth.
Oh, go on then. Are you telling us?
Yeah, so I was thinking about it for a little while, but I was thinking that I might paint some of my own art on one of my magic cards for explosive growth. I think it is. There is a magic card called Explosive Growth,
That'd be cool.
which I.
And why do you need to paint your? I don't understand.
Well, because it's cool to have. So we play Commander in the shop, which is a variation of Magic, and you play with 100 cards, and none of your cards can be the same apart from the land. Anyway, and it's really cool to have like interesting versions of the art on cards and what have you to make your deck a little bit more unique than other people's. And I thought it'd be cool if I altered or repainted the art on one of the cards for something that I thought was funky.
That'd be good. And that'd be something different for Goblin Inspiration as well, wouldn't it? Cool. So everybody's got awesome ideas apart from me. I'll have to have a better think. Because Hamish plays, or at least used to play Magic, as far as I know. We have only got 5 minutes, and then we'll be heading over to Hamish anyway. You might tell us more about Goblin Inspiration over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, get your thinking caps on, everybody. So, my darling, in your last 5 minutes, which seems to have gone very fast,
It has.
of me painting blood everywhere.
And I've just painted loads of brown.
Yeah, loads of rubbish brown. Anyway, what have you got to tell everybody in your last 5 minutes? What are you... It's Tuesday today, is it?
It's Tuesday today.
What are you doing tomorrow on your stream?
On the stream tomorrow...
At 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock. Because we're back to painting this week. So on this week's stream, I'm going to paint some Space Marines, I think. I'm going to have a go at painting some Alpha Legion Space Marines on tomorrow's stream. And we're going to try out our I'm not going to say non-metallic metal, but we're going to try out a non-metallic paint scheme for the Alpha Legion, because I find it really hard to highlight metallic colours without them just looking flat and silver, just like basic silver. So we're going to try out a non-metallic colour scheme for my Alpha Legion Space Marines. That's what we're going to do. So a little bit of trial and error, and we're going to use bright turquoise as the base colour. So after you'd mentioned it the other day, and I looked at it and I thought, that's perfect.
Yeah, he's stealing my paint, Sharon.
So I'm going to use some bright turquoise, and then we're going to use some aqua turquoise, or tropical aqua, sorry. Bright turquoise, tropical aqua, and another paint which I dug out the cupboard this morning that I'd completely forgotten I had, which is some Vallejo Model Air Blue RLM 65, which is perfect highlight colour to the tropical aqua. So, because I've used that before on something, and I forgot I had it, because it was in the cupboard with some other bits and pieces. We've just got stuff all over. When Mrs MLG said on yesterday's stream that I had stuff in the kitchen and stuff like models all over the house, she was actually being very accurate, because I went in there for something and found something that I didn't even know I had anymore. So there you go. Right, I'm going to mix a little bit of German camo black brown in with the russet brown and make a slightly different tone for the last pig before we go and raid Mr Hamish. So there we go. So after this evening's stream, when little Miss has gone to bed, I'm gonna be prepping some Space Marines ready for tomorrow. And hopefully, at some point over the next couple of weeks, I will be able to get a game in of 40k, 30k, in, out, however you want to describe it, in preparation for the leaked new edition or new box set that we believe is coming from Games Workshop. It's been on the cards for quite some time, and there's a bit of talk going around online about it, but it's been a little while till we find out what's going on with that. But I know a lot of people are excited about the prospect of new plastic Horus Heresy era Space Marines, which Should be pretty funky if it does come to fruition.
Okay, you gonna say goodbye then?
Oh yeah, so we're going to go over and raid Goblin Squire, and we shall see you, hopefully, tomorrow night. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we shall see you soon. Please raid with us now.
Hooray! Don't forget to refresh your page when you get over there to take the thingy out for him. Thank you.
Thank you everybody. See you all soon.